Welcome to the Radical Success Podcast, where we focus on internal transformation to experience external results. I'm your host and coach, Doreen Rainey. Join me each week for insightful messages and powerful interviews to equip you to take bold, courageous, and radical action to live the life you want and deserve. Welcome to the Radical Success Podcast. This is your host and your coach, Doreen Rainey, and I am coming to you today with a very special and personal episode. On July 15th, I had the pleasure and the honor of hosting a birthday lunch for my mother, Alice Smith, who turned 76 years young. And we had an incredible time surrounded by family and friends with great food and jazz music. And it was wonderful watching her smile and take in all of the love that was being shared with her at her birthday celebration. And then 5 days later, on July 20th, my mother peacefully passed away. And it is so difficult to lose your mother. And I have been sitting here thinking of all of the incredible things that she got to do in her life, and all of the special times that we got to share together, and all of the life lessons that she has blessed me with over the years. And so this podcast episode is dedicated to Alice Smith, and I want to share with you some of the top lessons that I learned from her that profoundly impacted my life, and I believe has helped me to live a life that gives me joy, gives me fulfillment, gives me freedom. And I'm hoping that some of these life lessons will resonate with you, and you'll be able to take away a nugget or a little bit of insight that will help you create even more success in your life. And so as I share these 5 lessons with you, take note and see how any of these you can incorporate into your own life. So lesson number 1 that I learned from my mom is that exposure matters. That you have got to be proactive in seeking out and searching out those things that have the ability to enhance your life, those things that have the ability to expand your perspective, and those things that have the ability to introduce to you new people, new ideas, and new opportunities. And one of the ways that this has shown up in my life was early on. When I was a child, when I was in elementary school and middle school, my mom was determined to expose us to all types of activities. And I remember that I had done gymnastics and had done some gymnastics competition for several years. My sister and I were in dance lessons. We took ballet, we took tap, we took jazz. We competed in dance competitions. We competed in pageants. And believe it or not, I was a competitive roller skater. The roller skates with the 4 wheels, right? Not the inline skates not ice skating, but the 4 wheels on roller skates. And some of you may not even remember or have any idea what those type of skates look like, but Google it, look it up online. And I remember traveling up and down the road for speed skating competitions and artistic skating competitions. I also was musically inclined. She was determined to expose me and my sister to the musical arts. And I played the flute for more than 5 years. I played the piano. I was in piano lessons for probably 7 years and competed in piano competitions. And I believe that all of that exposure demonstrated to me that there were unlimited opportunities and unlimited ways that you could search out, find your gifts, find your talent, find those things that sparked an interest in you. And it was through that I also had the opportunity to learn to interact with different types of people from different types of backgrounds. And it allowed me to see the world bigger than what my community showed me. And so maybe you have some things in your life that you want to try, but haven't tried for whatever reason. Maybe you said you haven't had time. Maybe you think it costs too much. Maybe you don't want to try new things by yourself. But I would encourage you to see the value in experiencing something different, something new. And maybe you'll try some things and you hate it. You don't even like it. But at least you can say, been there, done that, got the t-shirt, not going to do it again. And so lesson number 1 from my mom, Alice Smith, is that exposure matters. Lesson number 2 I want to share with you is that she shared the importance with me of seeing the world. My mom loved to travel, and we frequently talked about all of the places that she got to see over the course of her life. And there were trips to Europe. I remember probably, I don't even want to give, maybe 20 years ago, we were talking about passports and how she wanted to get more stamps in her passport. And so she and I planned a trip, just the two of us, to Paris. And we did not book with a travel agent. We did not book with a tour agent. We literally bought 2 plane tickets and booked a hotel and flew across the water. And when we got there, we just had the name of our hotel written down and we winged it. And we got on trains and we went the wrong way and we visited museums and shopping and ate. And we just had a blast. And that was just one of the trips that I've been on with my mom. We've traveled across this country. We've done Caribbean islands, and she's traveled with friends and family. And so if you have not been seeing as much of this world as you can, I encourage you to experience new cultures, new traditions, new architecture. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to leave this country. There are so many places between DC and California that you can experience that will show you a different way of living, that will show you different types of people and what their traditions are. And if you think that you can't afford to travel or you don't have time to travel, my mom worked a job for over 40 years of her life, and she always made time to see the world. And so lesson number 2 from Alice Smith, my amazing mom, is see the world. Lesson number 3 that I want to share with you is have hobbies. Have hobbies. And I think that this is super important right now because we live in a society that celebrates the hustle. We live in a society that celebrates the grind. Go out there, make it happen, get your success on, make more money. And while that is a noble effort, and believe me, I am all in for success. I'm all in for building businesses and building careers. I'm all in for creating financial wealth and being able to help others and serve others and give back. I am all in for that. But she reminds me that it cannot be 100% of your life, that you need to have some things in your life that you do just because it's fun. You should spend time doing things just because you enjoy it. You should do things because the payoff is simply personal satisfaction, personal joy, and personal happiness. And my mom has had several hobbies over the years. When I was a young child, she belonged to a bowling league, and they must have bowled every Saturday for 10 years, and she absolutely loved it. My mom also loved to sew. She would make clothes for us when I was in elementary school and middle school, and skirts and dresses. And I remember going to the fabric store. I remember selecting patterns and picking out different fabrics. And, I will admit, as much as she tried to teach me how to sew, never quite worked out. But she loved it. And most recently, my mom was the bid whist queen. She belonged to an all-ladies bid whist club. And let me tell you, they were serious about their card game. And so what is it that you love to do? Not because it's going to help you grow your business, not because it's something that will help you network and connect with other people, but it's something that you simply enjoy doing. And for some of us, we've let go of those hobbies. We've let go of setting aside time to do those things that we simply enjoy. And whether that's because our work schedules have gotten crazy, whether that's because family time has taken over, or whether that's because we've just been simply exhausted. My mom reminds me that having these hobbies, doing these things that you enjoy, actually gives you energy, actually rejuvenates you. And so just take a minute right now. What are some hobbies that, man, you haven't done in so long? And maybe it's time to find some new hobbies. Maybe going back to that exposure matters. What is it that you want to try? Bike riding, wine tasting, new types of exercise, cooking, sewing. What are those things that you know you would enjoy learning how to do or just doing more of? That's lesson number 3. Have hobbies. Lesson number 4 is that karma is real. You reap what you sow. And in the final years of my mom's life, we were reminded of that. When you sow love, and when you sow kindness, when you sow support, when you sow helping others and being there for others and being kind and being compassionate, those things absolutely 100% come back to you. And as my mom managed her health challenges the last 3 years, the love and support and kindness and compassion that so many people showed her was a direct reflection of what she had sown into the world and into the people around her. And so I want to ask you today, what have you been sowing? Have you been sowing anger, bitterness, resentment, fear, overwhelm, selfishness? What are you putting out into the world? Because you are getting back a reflection of what you are putting out there. And so if you have been challenged with holding on to things that aren't serving you, that don't allow you to put out more love, more joy, more happiness, now is the time to work through that, to release yourself from that, to release yourself from the anger, from the bitterness, from family drama, from friend drama, from spouse drama. Clean it up. Deal with it so that you can replace that energy that is sucking you dry with energy that lifts not just you up, but lifts up everyone around you. So that's lesson number 4. Karma is real. You reap what you sow. And then the final lesson I want to share with you that comes from Alice Smith is support makes a difference. When I look back on the level of support my mom gave me at every stage in my life, I am so grateful. I told you as a young child, I was in just about everything: ballet, tap, jazz, beauty pageants, gymnastics, roller skating competitions, marching band, flute, piano. And she was there at just about every competition. She was there at just about every practice. When I graduated high school and I was determined to go to college in Atlanta, I wanted to go to Spelman. I wanted to have that experience. And man, my parents did not want me to go that far away. And even though I know she would have loved to say, no, go to University of Maryland. No, go to Howard University. She supported me and sent me off to Atlanta with hugs and kisses. You know, as an adult, in my business adventures, in my desire to be an entrepreneur, she was there supporting me 100%. I'm trying to remember a time when she said, you can't do that. I'm trying to remember a time when she said, you know, you're asking too much. That's not going to happen. I'm trying to remember a time when she discouraged me or tried to stop me from doing the things that I believed I was called to do in terms of my business. I'm trying to remember. You know, many of you may or may not know, but I had years ago, as a writer and an author, written probably 10 romance novels. I wrote for BET Books and Kensington Publishing. And during that time, every writer's conference, she was there. Every book signing that she could come to, she was there. every conference, when I won awards as Best New Author, when I won awards for Best Sequel. She was right there, clapping louder than anybody. And when I started the Radical Success Institute and my Get Radical conference, she showed up and helped at every single event. I'm trying to think, until her health prevented her, I don't think she missed one event. And when I started working with Steve Harvey and helping him build his platform of Act Like a Success, and we began the Act Like a Success conference and the SOAR retreat, guess who was front and center? Yes, she was. And she was there not only because she wanted to support me, but she was also there because she believed in the message. She believed in my mission. She believed in my ability to help others create radical success. And many times she would tell me, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you know what to say. Those people, they come to you with questions and they come to you for advice and they come to you looking for help. And it's just amazing how you're able to help them. And because my mom would come from year to year, she would see people who come one year, and they come back the next year, and they've accomplished more. And they come back the next year, and they've accomplished more. And so I just cannot thank her enough for all of the support that she's giving me throughout my life. And so I don't know if any of these lessons have resonated with you, but I believe at least one has touched you, whether it was Exposure Matters or See the World, or that third lesson of Have Hobbies. And of course, that all important fourth lesson that karma is real. And that fifth lesson, support makes a difference. And if you don't have anyone in your life right now that doesn't give you that support, that doesn't cheer you on, that doesn't hold you up when you feel like giving up, I encourage you to seek that out. Seek out beyond your friends and family if it's not there. But seek out that tribe, seek out that community, seek out those people who want to see you win, who want to see you succeed, and will support you along in that journey. And so in honor of my mom, I am dedicating my event to her in September. The Radical Success Intensive takes place September 14th through 16th in the Washington, D.C. area. And in celebration of her, I am going to be giving away 76 registrations in honor of her 76 years here on Earth. And I'm calling these 76 registrations Alice Angels. And so if you are someone, maybe you've looked at the event and for whatever reason didn't register, but you know you should be there, I would love for you to be one of those 76 angels. So this gift of registrations is really for those who truly want to change. You truly want to transform. You truly want to change the trajectory of your future. You know that your mindset, your beliefs, and your habits dictate how far you're going to go in life. And you want to have a fundamental shift in those areas. And so if that's you, I invite you to become one of Alice's angels. And if you want one of those 76 spots, you can simply go to aliceangels.com and you can register. But I just want to say that these 76 registrations are in honor and in celebration of Alice Smith. And so I don't want anyone taking one of these spots who isn't fully committed to showing up, who isn't fully committed to being there in September in a community that is ready to help you be the best you can be. And so if you want to be one of Alice's angels, just simply go to aliceangels.com and you can be one of the 76 who will get a seat at the Radical Success Intensive in honor of my mother, Alice Smith. So thank you guys so much for letting me share with you this very personal time in my life. Thank you for letting me share a little bit of my mom with you. And I hope that the lessons that she has taught me over the years will be beneficial to you as well. I would love to hear if any of these lessons resonated with you, or I would also love to hear any life lessons that you've learned from your mom or your mother figure. So please, you can leave a comment below. Let me know what resonates with you. Let me know what lessons you've learned from your mom. You can also tweet me your biggest takeaway from these lessons at Doreen Rainey. And you can also let me know on Facebook in our Facebook group, the Radical Success Tribe. So thank you again. I appreciate each and every one of you. I thank you for being a part of the Radical community. And until next time, stay radical. Thanks for listening to the Radical Success Podcast. We would love to hear from you. Be sure to head over to iTunes and subscribe, rate, and leave a review. Until next time, stay radical.